The peaceful days in the isolated forest began with a miracle that Hiraku Machio could barely understand. After dying from a life filled with illness and endless suffering, he had been granted another chance by a compassionate divine being who allowed him to be reborn in a completely different world with a healthy body and one extraordinary gift known as the almighty farming tool. Although many people would have wished for incredible magic or unmatched combat abilities, Hiraku wanted only a quiet life where he could work the land, grow crops, and finally enjoy every sunrise without pain. When he first arrived, however, his dream looked impossible because he found himself standing alone in the middle of an enormous wilderness surrounded by towering trees, unfamiliar plants, and the distant cries of dangerous beasts. There were no roads, no villages, and no signs of civilization anywhere in sight. Instead of giving in to fear, Hiraku calmly accepted his situation and decided that if no village existed, then he would simply build one with his own hands. His mysterious farming tool immediately proved far more powerful than its simple appearance suggested. By imagining the task he wanted to accomplish, the tool transformed itself into whatever farming equipment he required. It became a sturdy axe capable of cutting giant trees with astonishing ease, allowing Hiraku to clear enough land for a small settlement. It then changed into a shovel that dug through the earth effortlessly, helping him prepare fertile fields despite the untouched wilderness surrounding him. Every swing of the magical tool seemed almost effortless, and before long, the empty forest began transforming into organized farmland. Hiraku carefully planted seeds that had been provided as part of his blessing, trusting that nature would reward his patience. To his amazement, the crops grew with incredible speed and exceptional quality, producing vegetables larger, healthier, and tastier than anything he had ever seen during his previous life on Earth. His success filled him with genuine happiness because every harvest represented freedom rather than survival. Soon afterward, he discovered a nearby spring with crystal-clear water, which became the foundation for irrigation, cooking, and daily living. Using his farming tool once again, he carved channels that directed fresh water through his growing fields, ensuring that every crop received perfect nourishment. As his home slowly took shape, Hiraku built a simple wooden cabin where he could rest after long days of honest work. Although the house was modest, it offered warmth, safety, and comfort beyond anything he had imagined during his lonely arrival. The forest itself gradually seemed to recognize him as a peaceful presence instead of an intruder. Wild animals cautiously approached without showing hostility, and even creatures that looked intimidating displayed unusual calmness around him. Hiraku welcomed this unexpected harmony, believing that respect for nature would always create stronger bonds than violence. Every passing day strengthened his confidence that his new life would not revolve around battles, kingdoms, or heroic destinies, but around the simple joy of cultivating the land, sharing future harvests with friends he had yet to meet, and creating a peaceful community where everyone could live happily, proving that even in a fantasy world, kindness, patience, and honest farming possessed a quiet power capable of changing destinies forever. As the seasons quietly advanced, Hiraku's peaceful settlement continued to flourish, and the once empty clearing in the great forest slowly transformed into a place filled with warmth, abundance, and hope. Every morning began before sunrise as he stepped outside his wooden home, breathing the crisp forest air while admiring rows of thriving vegetables, golden wheat, fruit trees, and herbs that stretched farther each passing week. The almighty farming tool remained the center of everything he accomplished, changing effortlessly into a hoe for preparing fresh fields, a watering device that guided streams across the farmland, and even a harvesting tool that gathered crops with remarkable efficiency. Despite possessing such an incredible blessing, Hiraku never relied on shortcuts alone. He believed that true farming required patience, observation, and genuine care for the land. So he spent hours studying the soil, experimenting with different planting methods, and learning how each crop responded to sunlight, rain, and changing temperatures. His careful attention produced harvests beyond imagination, filling wooden storage buildings with enough food to last through every season. Fresh vegetables, grains, fruits, and herbs became so plentiful that hunger was no longer a concern, allowing Hiraku to focus on expanding his dream instead of merely surviving. While exploring the surrounding forest one afternoon, he unexpectedly encountered a massive wolf that possessed an intimidating appearance, glowing eyes, and an overwhelming presence unlike any ordinary animal. At first, Hiraku prepared himself for a dangerous confrontation, but instead of attacking, the enormous beast calmly observed him with surprising intelligence. Recognizing that the creature showed no signs of hostility, Hiraku offered it freshly harvested food and maintained a peaceful attitude. The wolf accepted his kindness, and from that day onward, the mighty guardian remained near the settlement, silently protecting both Hiraku and his growing farmland from threats hidden within the wilderness. Before long, several playful wolf pups also appeared, filling the once lonely village with energy and companionship. Their presence brought life to the peaceful farm, and Hiraku treated them not as wild beasts but as trusted family members. Together they patrolled the fields, chased away harmful monsters, and ensured that every harvest remained safe. Encouraged by this unexpected friendship, Hiraku expanded his village even further. He built stronger fences, larger storage barns, comfortable sleeping quarters, and additional farmland capable of supporting many future residents. He also experimented with planting fruit orchards and cultivating rare crops that were unknown in his previous world. Every successful harvest reminded him that his second life was becoming everything he had once dreamed about during the painful days of his former existence. Instead of loneliness, he now enjoyed meaningful work surrounded by loyal companions and the peaceful sounds of nature. Birds sang from the treetops, rivers flowed gently through carefully constructed irrigation channels, and colorful flowers bloomed around every building, making the village feel welcoming rather than isolated. Hiraku realized that the true strength of his farming gift was not simply producing endless food, but creating a place where trust, cooperation, and happiness could naturally grow. The empty wilderness that had once seemed impossible to tame was gradually becoming a thriving community built through dedication instead of conquest, proving that even the quietest dreams could reshape an entire world when supported by perseverance, compassion, and an unwavering belief that a peaceful life was worth building with one's own hands.